Okay, the final thing that we'll get to here on Twitter, I just couldn't resist this. So Bezos is very upset.
So many layers.
Bezos is mad because the attention has been drawn away from him and he's been upstaged by Elon Musk once again. So he tweets this. Let's put this up there on the screen. Interesting question. Did the Chinese government just gain a little bit of leverage over the town square? He's responding to a tweet from Mike Forsyth. He's a very good reporter, actually. And he says, apropos of something, Tesla's second biggest market is China. Chinese battery makers are major suppliers for Tesla EVs. After 2009, when China banned Twitter, the government there had no leverage over the platform. That may have just changed. Now, here's the thing. I agree with Mike completely. As you know, Krystal, I did an entire monologue about the problem of Elon Musk's connections with the Chinese government, his clear subservience to the Chinese regime, and clearly allowing the Tesla supply chain to get entirely captured by the government if they so choose. I do think it's a serious problem. Now, is Jeff Bezos the guy to make that point? No. Absolutely not. He's doing this because he's upset that his purchase of the Washington Post has been somehow eclipsed. And as Glenn Greenwald pointed out, which I also had in the back of my mind when I responded to this, put this up there. Amazon has literally partnered with the Chinese propaganda arm. They removed negative reviews about a book by President Xi Jinping and disabled comments and made sure that only 5-star reviews were proliferating on the platform. But beyond that, we both know this. If you talk to American small business owners who sell on the Amazon platform, they have a massive problem of Chinese counterfeit goods.
Yeah,
a huge problem of Chinese companies which go on Amazon, which steal IP or pretend to be an American brand, and then sell people crap products. And then those people think that they're getting a legitimate product from an American business, and then they leave a 1-star review being like, this is garbage, this is not what I paid for. And Amazon sellers have complained for over a decade at this point that the CEO, Bezos, and the team at Amazon specifically allow it to happen because they just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with the consequences. They don't have proper enforcement mechanisms. So, you know, Bezos, just save your BS criticism. And this is what you mean about the whole like billionaires arguing with each other. It's like, hey, maybe both of you are compromised by China and neither of you have a leg to stand on. And oh, by the way, should I start making that point whenever it comes to Bezos' ownership of the Washington Post? Yes, I should.
Actually,
is that going to be well received by the lib media who loved this tweet? No.
This is the whole thing, right? Someone tweeted, billionaire celeb deathmatch is apparently what Twitter's final form looks like. Like, none of these billionaires are people for us to rest the hopes for our democracy on. And if you loved Bezos at the Post and you hate Elon Musk at Twitter, I would ask you to evaluate the consistency of that principle. And if you are overjoyed and you think Elon Musk is the answer to our democracy and you rip Jeff Bezos' ownership of the Washington Post, I would also ask you to reevaluate how consistent your principles ultimately are on these things. Listen, one billionaire may give you a little bit more of what you want in this area. The country and the future of this democracy should not depend on the whims of any billionaire. I don't care if you like Trump or you hate Trump or you're socially liberal or you're conservative or you're pro-free speech or whatever. We should not be reliant on the thoughts, feelings, whims, and stupidity of the billionaire class, period, end of story. So this tweet is exactly why this whole thing sort of like makes me feel a little bit crazy because I just, you know, the sense that you get of the country lining up behind their preferred billionaires and like going to bat for the billionaires that they think are ideologically aligned with them is an incredibly grim place to be.
Absolutely. Bezos, cope and seethe, man.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.